Have you ever noticed that when you're trying to make personal changes in yourself, those are the times that you seem to be tested the most? It's really, really hard to make personal changes. And we have a tendency to point our fingers at other people and blame them. But have you ever noticed that when you point your finger at somebody else, there's three fingers pointing back at yourself? Oh, reflect on that.
Hello there, it's Neil here, the Twisted Light Worker. And today I'm going to make a video that's a little bit different, because absolutely it's certain when you point your fingers at someone else and blame them or look to them to supply all the information, there's always three fingers pointing back at yourself. It's always three fingers pointing back. So it's up to us to learn how to, in this day, in this unusual time that we're living in, it's up to us to look for the ways to read the codes of the plan. And one particular fellow is really a good source of providing codes and clues that lead to the answers that we're looking for, or what's really going on. What's happening with the white hats? That's the most important thing that all of us want to know, because we want to see an end to this movie. So this morning, I jumped out of bed at a ripe old time of 8:30. I slept in a little bit, yeah. But at 8:30, it was quite interesting because like a monkey. Whoop, there we go. There's the monkey. A real priceless monkey I got on this pencil. A good friend of mine in Australia sent it to me a while back. And she's close to my heart, and I still carry this and keep it in my desk because it's a reminder of our very close to the heart-to-heart bond and soul-to-soul connection that we have. It's really priceless. So at 8:30, I done spring out of bed and looking at around and seeing how the whole economy seems to be collapsing, and had myself some breakfast. And you know, if things were really perfect, if my friend was with me, I'd just look at her and laugh and say, let's dance. So what I'm doing in this video is I'm putting all kinds of Gematria clues together. And I'm already putting a whole bunch of them in. If you were paying attention and did any work with Gematria, you would be able to see that I've already given you a bunch of clues, because I ended up having breakfast with this guy. And he is one really tapped in dude. And I believe that the information that I received from him and his clues has helped me a lot. And I think the trap is set. The trap is set, and the bad guys are being caught. The bad guys are being caught. So we see the collapse of the system coming, even with the London Bridge clue that Phil left, where he was going underneath the bridge in Havasu. What that tells me, London financial system is collapsing along with the big banks in America. Banking system around the world is collapsing. The Burj Khalifa just recently had they project lights onto it, and guess what they had? They had the Russian flag on the Burj Khalifa in Dubai. If that's not a clue that the 𝓱𝓮𝓻𝓮 gold standard is coming in, I don't know what you need for a clue, but there's all kinds of evidence everywhere that's happening. So there's hidden codes in everything, absolutely everything. It's hard to know what reality is all about. And I know one thing, Epstein and Maxwell, those two people and all of the information that they have should be coming out into the open real quick. And I would say hallelujah when everything comes out with Maxwell. because everything that's been coming out dripping, dripping, dripping in the background with Epstein is already happening. But what's happening with Maxwell? That's going to be another one that's really good. And oh, you know what? Maxwell should be fried in a whole bunch of bacon grease. That would be a good thing for her. That would be a good thing for her. You know, I was having some coffee this morning, but you know, I thought I better just have water, and I don't really have very much of a fancy glass like some people do, but this one here has a bull on it. And the bull market of the silver and the gold, I have a feeling it's going to start to go way up. And it looks really good to watch all that happen. But fancy glasses. I got my fancy glass on now. And King Charles. What about King Charles? Where is he? Is he still alive? What's happening with King Charles? I would say that the currency collapse is evident. It's happening. And the military is right doing their thing. They're right in the background. And if you're really paying attention to people who are in the know, they are producing information to prove that the military white hat coalition is working. And the alliance of, 30-some countries that are all coming together. And we're creating a juggernaut that's taking the deep state down. And so there's a hidden meaning in a lot of things, right from fancy glasses on to bacon grease. You'll be surprised where you get hidden meanings when you start to know how to look for the clues, listen to the clues, actually hear them. That's the real challenge. And then look them up. And then you have to put them all together to see if the pieces fit into anything. And quite often they don't. The most perfect and strategic place is the place of greatest uncertainty. There, whatever works against you can be made to work for you. Even that which is against you is at a severe disadvantage as it works against you in that place of uncertainty. That's why warriors will always go to that place. Why do you think Trump said we'll never let the news out as to what the military's doing? We will never let anyone know when we're going to strike. Why do you think Trump said that? Because the greatest place, the most strategic place that there is that place of uncertainty. And uncertainty, therefore, can work for you. And that is a true warrior, a true light warrior. One who wants to do the most for humanity is a light warrior. And anyone that's doing any work as a light warrior is doing their best to try to get people to see at the level of understanding that they do. And it's not very easy. Not very easy. So what we're going to see is everything that that deep state tries is boomeranging right back to them. Everything that they're trying is boomeranging right back to them. In my opinion, it's go time. It's absolutely go time. It's time to get the popcorn out. And if you want, you can go ahead and have some Cooper cheese with the popcorn, because that's actually not a bad combination. Cheese and popcorn taste good together. Have a glass of wine on the side if you want, but just put a fancy glass with some wine in it beside you and sip on that and have some popcorn with some Cooper cheese. That's a really good. And the funny thing of it is you and I both know that those of us who have been chosen by God, we are running down all kinds of rabbit holes. The white rabbit, and we've been chasing that white rabbit. We've been chasing that white rabbit down rabbit holes for the last 5 years, 6 years, 7 years. Some of us have been doing it for 20 years, looking for the truth in the conspiracy theories and finding out the real conspiracy theory is on TV. And you'll find it on the news, and you'll find it in the newspaper. A perfect example of that, and I bring this up numerous times because it's so obvious, how easy it is to trick people into into thinking what someone else wants them to think. How easy it is to get the people to follow, because we've been programmed, MK Ultra programmed, not to observe, not to have critical thinking, not to pay attention to what's going on around us. Let somebody else do the thinking for us because we're too damn lazy. We've been programmed not to think. So what happened? 9/11, when the Twin Towers come down, Bush was getting heat because people were starting to dig up the truth of what's really going on behind that disaster. And the evil ones wanted to take the heat off of Bush. So what did they do? Along come Martha Stewart and insider trading and Michael Jackson holding a baby over the balcony. Those two things took front page. And the news, which was the only big front page story in the whole Earth realm, the only story worth communicating, went to page 4 in little wee tiny articles, and the sheep went, bah! I wonder what's happening with Martha. Bah! Silly Michael throwing a baby over the balcony. I was lucky that baby didn't fall. How easy it is to manipulate the minds of the masses because we've been programmed, MK Ultra programmed, not to think, not to observe, not to have critical thinking. It's disgusting where we're really at. So how soon is the market crash coming? Like, it's right around the corner. So are we in for another black swan event? Is there another one? What's going to be game over for Hunter? When's it going to be game over for Hunter? Is that going back to Maxwell and Epstein? When's it going to be game over for Biden? So sooner or later, we're going to be able to look at those two and go, take that. Take that. We got to get moving on. We got to make the most of this planet, turn it into heaven. That's our job. Our job is to create heaven on earth. That is who we are and what we're up to. So it's really hard, like I said, to see the clues that are out there. I did this video a while back. I put this on the cover, Truth Revealing, and I taught people in that video how to actually see the comms. And you can see the comms that are right on this thumbnail for the video. Look at that. It's a black carpet with Trudeau and Biden families standing at the front door of the Sussex Drive or wherever that was taken. It's supposed to be a red carpet. What's going on with that? And also, if you look close, you can see Trudeau's pants are perfectly ironed until you get to the knees, and then from the knees down, it's all ruffled. And why did I choose to put a green border around it? Why? Because things are happening. It's go time. It's go time. And that was a long time ago that I did that video, and the go time has been inching along. And now we're no longer going by inches, we're going by steps at a time. We haven't started really running yet. The floodgates of all of the information is right around the corner. The big reveal is forthcoming, and it's not going to be too long from now, and we're all going to be experiencing it. And that's why I started Thrivalism Thursday, because Thrivalism Thursday, I do a web event. It's a webinar, and I call it a web event because I'm using Onpassive's flagship tool, 𝓘𝓷𝓽𝓻𝓸𝓭𝓾, which is a webinar hosting platform that is superior to anything that's out there, and there's going to be more of them happening. So every Thursday I do a Thrivalism Thursday web event. And what we do is we cover 3 things: personal growth, metaphysics, Toltec, and inspiration. I've studied those for 45 years. 45 years I've studied metaphysics and Toltec, and probably spent well over 30,000. Well, I know I've spent more than 30,000 taking courses and things of that nature. So a third of Thrivalism Thursday, I share a little bit of wisdom that I gained from those deep studies. And then number 2, we cover the active steps that will make a difference to our own communities, because it's so true. So true. Local action makes a global impact. It's absolutely perfectly true and powerful. If every community, if the people who are awake started really working hard in their own community to bring back the unity, we've forgotten how to have community. We've lost our ability. It's an art. It's an art to create community. And I belong to a group called Community Support Alliance, and that's what we do. And so Thrivalism Thursday, I quite often talk about the things that we do and people who are parts of that of those clubs or community groups and gatherings. Some of them come to Thrivalism Thursday, so we get a really broad spectrum of all the things that we can do to make this world a better place to be. And that's what life's all about at this time. So I hope that you come in and join in on a Thrivalism Thursday. It's all done on 𝓘𝓷𝓽𝓻𝓮, which is Onpassive's flagship product, a Zoom alternative with a way more features than Zoom. And all you have to do is you register once with Onpassive, just like any other social media platform. You register once and you're in, and you're in for life. And you get 3 different things come with it that are right off the top. You get it 𝓘mail, 𝓘net, and 𝓘mail is a pretty good email program, and 𝓘net is a very basic, in the beginning stages of another social media platform. 𝓘𝓷𝓽𝓻, I love 𝓘𝓷𝓽𝓻. 𝓘𝓷𝓽𝓻, you take a long URL and you can shorten it, and you can put whatever you want on the end of it. And then you can track how many hits it gets. So it's a good tool for marketing. And the 4th thing that you get with registration with Onpassive is you get to attend anyone's 𝓘𝓚 meeting for free. So rather than downloading an app, when you click on an attendee button or an attendee link to a webinar that's coming up, what happens is it jumps you into Onpassive and asks you to register or to sign in. As soon as you sign in, boom, then you can use your browser to attend the web event. So Thrivalism Thursday, I use that 𝓘𝓚, and all you have to do is, like I say, register with Onpassive and once, and then click on the attendee link whenever you want to join a web event. And I do them every Thursday. So we cover those 3 topics, and it's usually at 8 p.m. Thursday evening. And I really hope to see you there, because not only do we have a chance to gain some wisdom, but we have some fun and we meet some new people, and that's always a beautiful thing to do. Always a beautiful thing to do. So this was a little bit of a different video, and I sincerely hope that I inspire you to dig a little deeper. Listen to the people who are dropping clues. Study how to put the clues together. I didn't put them all together, but I sure made it easy in this one, because I dropped lots of clues with each Gematria number. So do some homework. Learn how to see the clues. Watch that video that I had with 𝓱𝓲𝓷𝓭𝓾 on the front. I'll put the link in the description below. You'll always find links in the description below my videos, so please take the time to look at them and check out what's there, because everything that I share is pertinent to the video that you're watching at this time. So when you finish the video, don't run off to another page before you check out what's written down below, because I am here to help you, and I am here because I am called. This is a time for all of us who are awake to actually participate in waking up others, and I've been doing my best now for 4 years. And there's a number of people who have sent me a coffee. I have the Buy Me a Coffee a link in the description down below, actually. And for that, I am extremely grateful, and I reach out a big hug to everybody, or a handshake, a buddy hug, a high five, or a knuckle, to everybody who's bought me a coffee. I really appreciate it. It's not a whole lot of money, but I tell you something, it sure makes me feel good when I receive a coffee. So if you like my videos, Please like and share them. Join my channel. And if you really like them and want to support my content, buy me a coffee. Buy me 10. Always, always, I end my videos with a deep message from the bottom of my heart, and I mean it with every aspect of all I am, my soul, my higher self, my inner self. That spark of the divine that's inside me reaches out to you, and I wish for you peace profound. I wish for you peace profound.